Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good afternoon, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your day. News 8's Director of Community Affairs, Casey Jones, is here to talk about one of my personal favorite parts of the upcoming football frenzy, which actually kicks off tomorrow morning. Casey, first off, thank you so much for being here today. We're going to be talking, of course, about the football frenzy tailgate food drive that will begin as well in conjunction with the rest of Frenzy. Before we get into that, though, Casey, obviously, Frenzy, huge part of what we do here at News 8. A lot of people are excited about it. How excited are you to now be back in really the swing of Frenzy?
Oh, yeah. I just feel that I don't think that there's a better time of year for communities across West Michigan. You know, schools ramping back up, people are getting back into their routines, and then you've got high school football. And the football frenzy for me, I mean, when I started here as a sports anchor and as an intern in the sports department, that was the best time of year, and it is still one of my favorite things to do year in and year out is the football frenzy. So to be able to incorporate this food drive into our coverage every year, this is now our third year of doing it, the response from the community means a lot. But I think what's the best aspect of all of it is that football, and when we talk football frenzy, it's just a catalyst for community, right? It's an idea and a reason for people to congregate with each other, to see their neighbors outside of the neighborhood, see their friends, their family, cheer on, their community on the field, whether they're playing in the game, cheering on the sidelines, they're a fan in the stands, or they're marching at halftime. So this is the best time of year. Yeah. Long answer.
Right.
Short.
No. Yeah. Absolutely. And just as you mentioned, getting the whole community together. It's just a great time, really, to be here in West Michigan. And of course, we're going to touch on the tailgate food drive. Obviously, a huge part of what we do here at News 8 with Football Frenzy. Last year, Kenowa Hills took home the top prize, bringing in over 5,000 pounds of food, and the total from all of the food drives that were held last season totaled more than 16,000 pounds of food. Casey, when you hear these numbers and see just everybody coming out at these different schools and donating, giving back to the community, I mean, what does that do to you? I mean, how does that make you feel?
I mean, the numbers obviously, Phil, that's huge. That's a massive amount of food that was donated to help hungry neighbors right here in West Michigan. But I think behind the numbers is you think about the people who are doing it. And that's what I get even more excited about. These are young people in our communities who are making a tangible impact on hungry neighbors next door. And in some cases, these may be hungry students that are in these schools. It's going to help them. It's going to help their neighbors, their classmates. They are making a difference. And we wrap it in this idea of a competition where, they're competing against the 9 schools, compete against each other throughout the football frenzy tailgate season. But obviously, they want to be the winner there, but I think the winner here is everybody, and it's the people who are walking away with, more food on their tables and having less worry about where that next meal is having to come from, and knowing that it's, our younger population who's the one that is making that difference. I think that's what I find so special about this. And yeah, last year were record numbers. Kenowa Hills brought in 5,565 pounds of food. And they were our first school of the season, so they had that shortened window. They played on a Thursday. I'm not even sure that they had school on that Monday. So to be able to bring that amount and donate it back to a food pantry in their community, these are hyper-local food pantries that are the recipients of all the donated food each week, they know that could be going to their neighbor next door, because we know that hunger wears different faces, and it doesn't look like, what we may think. It may be that neighbor next door who smiles and waves to us as we come home from work. They might be struggling to put something on the table, but these kids are making that difference. So yes, records are great. I love to set them. I love even more to break them. But when you look at the impact behind those records, that's what I get excited about.
Right, absolutely. And I love what you said about, the food that is being donated and everything that is being done to really help these community food pantries and just with the food drive in general. I mean, you never know who exactly this is helping. It could very well be somebody in your classroom or your next door neighbor. In Casey, you mentioned every year, this is the third, you've done it for 3 years. Every year it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. It all starts tomorrow, really, at Wyoming Kelloggsville. This is going to be a long season, though. Obviously, as you mentioned, Kenowa Hills was the first school, and it did take home the top top prize. But I guess, what is sort of your hope and really idea for the rest of this food drive all season long?
I think the beauty of a competition is you can outperform the year before. So while these schools are competing against themselves, we're competing against ourselves. We obviously want to do more, want to donate more, want to give back more than we did last year. Because if we're able to do that, that means we're making a bigger difference. So yeah, the goal every year for us is to top those numbers. Obviously, I would love to see every single school, have the record one week and have it be broken the next week. Wyoming Kelloggsville, I talked to their principal this week. They're doing everything they can to rally their kids to bring in as many items as they want. Every school, of course, wants to win, but every school, win or lose, is making that difference right there in their community, and you can't take that away from them, whether they have a banner at the end of the year to hang or not.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And, of course, the schools will be competing against each other to raise the most, bring in the most food for the food drive, Casey. But there's still a way for people that maybe aren't in school, or maybe their school won't be a part of the tailgates, obviously, that they can still help donate and really contribute to Feeding America. We actually have a graphic that I'm going to put up on the screen right now. Is a way for people to give back to Feeding America in a completely different way.
Yeah, hunger is not confined to school district lines. It's spread throughout this country. It's spread throughout West Michigan. This is a very simple way for anyone to give back, to get involved in our Football Frenzy food drive. We partner with Feeding America West Michigan. They do so much across the state. They help all these local pantries that we tell the stories of. And so scanning this code here, you're able to give directly to them through the Football Frenzy food drive, and then that money is used to help the hungry here throughout West Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, Casey. Well, again, we do thank you for stopping by the live. Just say very excited for the rest of Football Frenzy that kicks off tomorrow morning, as well as whatever happens with the Tailgate food drive. I want to remind everybody, though, that if you're interested in checking out some of the past year's food drives, as well as also giving back to Feeding America, you can find that QR code and also a link there over on our website, woodtv.com, there at any time. Casey, once again, thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, scale is waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Phil.
Absolutely, of course. And I want to thank everybody else for tuning into this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.